Okay, for today, I'm going to be making some seaweedless sushi. What you're going to need for this, it's a lot easier to make with the nori, but I don't like the taste of seaweed, so I have my bamboo mat here. I actually went out and bought this. You can just use any kind of mat that rolls up. I put some cling wrap over it. It's just so you don't really have to clean the bamboo mat. And then I have these, which is just Vietnamese rice paper. Again, it's a lot easier with the nori. I do have some nori, but like I said, I don't personally like it, so I'm not going to be using it. I'm going to be just doing a crab and cream cheese roll, just to make it easy. So I have some whipped cream cheese here. With the rice paper, I need water, so I have some water here. I've been experimenting a little bit, so there's some rice in the bottom of that. I have the imitation crab meat. You can just use whatever. I like the leg meat because it pulls into these nice thin strips that I can put across the rice paper once the rice is on it. And then you need some rice, which I have in a steamer next to me that I will be using. Alright, so I grabbed one of the pieces of rice paper out of the package. It looks like this. You have a flat side here, and this side is a little bit grooved. You take the rice paper, and you just dip it in the water. Ideally, it's supposed to be warm water. My water's kind of cooled off, so hopefully this still works right. Get the whole thing wet, and then you just place it on top of your plastic wrap. It's a little bit harder with the rice paper, because the rice paper does stick to the plastic wrap, so you have to move a little quicker. And then I'm going to come over here, and like I said, I've been experimenting a bit with this. Ideally, you want to use sushi rice. I had used sushi rice earlier, and I just had some white rice left over from dinner. So just put the white rice in the middle there. And so I'm going to get a little bit more white rice here, and I'm just going to spread this out. You want to wet your fingertips when you go to spread it. That way the rice won't stick to your fingertips. Otherwise, you'll have rice all over you. So I will be right back after I do that. Alright, so I put the rice onto the rice paper. I like a lot of rice, so that's why there's a lot of rice here. You do want to cover it, but you don't have to use quite that much, just enough to cover it. The next thing I do is just get a regular butter knife and put it in the cream cheese here. And I just put some dollops on there. I don't like a whole lot of cream cheese in mine. So after I get probably about that much, I'll actually spread it. I don't want to spread it beforehand because I don't want to put rice in my cream cheese, because my cream cheese is not just for sushi. So I'll just spread that out some so it's a little bit thinner. Like so. And then I have my crab meat here. And again, you can just put as much as you want. So I like imitation crab meat, especially warm imitation crab meat. This is cold, but the rice that I'm using is still kind of hot, which you want to be careful of, because otherwise you can burn yourself with it. Alright. And I'm not putting any cucumbers or anything on it, so this is really simple, so I'm going to use a lot of crab meat. Alright, so that's approximately 2 sticks of the crab meat. So the next thing I'm going to do is roll this, and it's kind of sticking to the paper, so I will come back after I have it rolled. And you roll the plastic wrap up until your first layer is touching the rice, and then you kind of peel that back so it's not sticking, and then you use the bamboo mat to help you roll it and shape it, so that you have a sushi roll by the end. So I will show you that as soon as it's done. Alright, so I have my sushi roll rolled up here, and by no means am I saying that I'm the best at doing this. I'm still very much new at it, but I saw it on Facebook as like a tasty thing, and it looked really fun, so I tried it one night for a date night, and it was a lot of fun to do. So that's just kind of where I got the idea from. I've been experimenting with it since then. So the next part, You want to have a sharp knife, and this is tons of fun to do with kids too, but at this point, you know, there definitely needs to be an adult there, so you need a sharp knife. And then what you want to do is you want to take the knife, and I used this to cut one earlier, but you want to take the knife, dip it in the water that you have so that it doesn't stick to the rice, and then you're just going to cut in increments, and you want to be kind of firm with the cut so that it goes the whole way through the rice, otherwise it'll stick. So I'm going to cut this up, and then I will show you the finished product. Alright, so here's the finished product. Like I said, mine look kind of bland because it's white rice and crab meat, which is white, and the cream cheese, which is white, and you have a little bit of color. This is definitely, like I said, it's something really, really fun to do. You could do it with kids, you could do it with your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, yourself, and you can really do anything that you want with it. The nori is a lot easier. I've made them before with nori. I didn't eat them, but you know, you can, it doesn't stick to the paper. This you can reuse a couple times. When you cut through it, sometimes you cut the paper, the plastic wrap a little bit, so you need to replace it. But other than that, you know, every couple times you just do it, and that leaves your bamboo mat nice and clean. And you can really put anything in it. I had done some with turkey one time that I made after Thanksgiving. I've done the crab, we've done tofu, just vegetable ones, you know, whatever you really want to put in it that goes well with rice. You can use cream cheese, you don't have to use cream cheese. I mean, Google sushi recipes and there's tons of them out there. Or just be creative. Like I said, I'm not a huge vegetable person, so I've done shrimp with these before, shrimp and crab, and that's been really good. And then you just pair with whatever sauce you want, whether it's just soy sauce, you make your own sauce. But super easy, super simple, fairly cheap. If you know, you can just buy, this is just regular white rice. There is sushi rice, but if you leave white rice for a little bit, it turns sticky as well, and that's kind of what you want, is just the stickiness of it. So I think it holds up pretty well, and you know, it's super fun to do. So I hope you enjoy this video on how to make a non-nori sushi roll here, and try it for yourself.